everyone. Today also we are ready with another interesting English lesson for grade 11. We have with us today Mrs. Nirmala Kaluarachi. Miss Nirmala, what do you have us for today?
Yes, my dear students, I hope you can remember in your previous lesson I discussed about nouns and adjectives. So today I hope to discuss two more word classes, verbs and adverbs. Remember, now in my previous lesson also I told you I'm not going to teach you today anything about those 4 word classes, but I'm going to refresh your mind, refresh your knowledge about the past lessons you have studied so far. So today I'm going to help you to use nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs appropriately. Now let us move on to this picture. Now Miss Indira, what can you tell about this picture?
Miss Nirmala, I can see a lovely girl dancing proudly or beautifully, and a mother with a smile. She is cooking some meal.
All right. Okay, can you just give me one sentence about these two people there?
Yes, a girl is dancing beautifully. Mother is cooking a meal quickly.
All right. So let us see. My dear students, I am going to help you to remember how to use adverbs and verbs today. So let us move on to this list of words there. Right. So can you pick verbs out of this list, children?
Yes, Miss Nirmala, may I? Yes, I think there are a lot of verbs, adverbs and nouns. So I am going to pick the verb throw.
All right. What else can you see?
There are adverbs also there.
Okay. What are the adverbs you can see?
We can say loudly, clearly, quickly,
All right.
beautifully.
Yes, there are more. So let us see. We will categorize them under verbs and adverbs. Let us see. All right. So here we have cook, dance, throw, bark as verbs, and there are some adverbs: loudly, clearly, beautifully, quickly, and well.
Miss Nirmala, I have a small question there. Now most of these adverbs here are ending with ly, and there's one adverb not like that. Are there any differences as such when we learn about adverbs?
Yes, my dear students, you all know by now that most adverbs are formed by adding ly to the verb. But there are some exceptions. Now, for example, well is a different one. Right. Now, let us take this sentence, children. The pretty girl dances beautifully. All right. So, the subject is this pretty girl. What does she do? She dances. So, that is the verb of this sentence. How does she dance?
Beautifully.
All right. So, that beautifully word describes the action of dancing.
Yeah.
So, we call that an adverb. So, let us take some more sentences, children.
The mother cooks delicious food quickly.
Next one.
The tall player throws the ball well. The tiny dog barks loudly. Our class teacher writes clearly.
All right. Now, let us see the verbs of these sentences. Now, you can see cooks, throws, barks, writes, all these are verbs. They talk about an action, what these subject of the sentence do. Now, let us see quickly, well, loudly, clearly.
So obviously they are adverbs,
Yes.
aren't they, Miss?
Yes. Now you can see the mother cooks. She cooks what? She cooks food quickly. So how does she cook, children? She cooks quickly. So that describes that verb. In the next sentence, the tall player throws the ball how?
Well.
Well, yes. The next one, the tiny dog barks
Loudly.
And the next one, the teacher writes
Clearly.
yes. So all these adverbs describe the verbs of these sentences.
Miss Nirmala, I have a small question. Now we know what is adverb and what is a verb, but can you please give us a clear definition about what is a verb and an adverb, please?
Yes. A verb describes an action or it talks about something that happens. Now let us take an example, children. The tiny dog barks loudly. So the action of this subject is barking. The dog barks. So that is the verb. In the next one, the sun shines. So that is that quality, that what sun does there, it shines brightly. So remember, verbs are very important in English language because words give us a clear picture of the period of that action, whether it is in the present form, whether it is in the past, or whether it is going to happen in the future. So remember, my dear students, learning verbs and adverbs are equally important.
So we have different types of verbs, Miss Nirmala. So when you learn verbs, you just can't say verbs, you have to learn about different types of verbs. Shall we, children?
Of course, but don't worry, children. I know there are lot of words there. You don't have to remember all those things because you have been using these verbs all the time. So they are not new to you. Let me help you with the examples there. Right, now here you can see action verbs. So the action verbs tells us what a subject of a sentence does. So let us take these examples, children. He writes books.
The boys played a match.
The sun shines.
The children are playing.
Right, now you can see I have highlighted the subject of the sentences. What does he do? He writes. What did the boys do?
They played.
What does the sun do?
The sun shines.
What are the children doing?
The children are playing.
All right, now you see they are with different tenses there. So remember, action verb tells what the subject of that sentence does. Let us take another one, auxiliary verbs. So these words help to form the tense of a principal verb. Now look at these sentences, children. Actually, we call auxiliary verbs as helping verbs as well because they help the main verb. Now here, the boys are playing cricket. So their playing is the principal verb. They play, and by adding are there, we got the tense. It is present continuous. And the next one, they have done. So have done, then you know it is present perfect. So remember, these auxiliary verbs or the helping verbs help to give an idea of the form, what form the sentence is.
Yes.
And there are some more. Now you can use, mostly we use these be verbs. You can see the examples here. And there are some modal auxiliaries. The modal verbs like will, would, shall, they are also act like helping verbs. Let us move on to another type of a verb, children. Linking verbs.
Yes. So our children should be know these verbs, but they may not know the verb type, Miss
exactly.
Nirmala,
You don't
right?
have to worry about those names because I know you will be using these verbs all along. Right, now linking verb, you know the word link means kind of a connection, right? So this adds details about a subject of a sentence. Now look here, the food seems delicious. So here the food is the subject there. So the word seems gives us more information. It has a link with the other part of the sentence. The food seems delicious. Also, food is delicious. So it talks about that subject. He was weary after the long journey. So the same thing you can say, he became weary after a long journey. So you can see a link between the subject with the rest of the sentence there. That is why we call them linking verbs. Right. Now this one, I know every one of you knows what regular verbs and irregular verbs are.
So regular verbs and irregular verbs are very familiar to our children. That of course we know. Before we move on to any other activity, I think it's very important that again refresh their memory about what is an irregular verb, right?
Yes. Now children, you know that you can categorize verbs into these two categories. Some are regular verbs, some are irregular verbs. So the regular, as the name gives you, you know that when you change the form of the verb, it has a regular pattern, a fixed pattern. For example, look at this example. He played his guitar. So the verb play, when you make it into past tense, it is played, and past participle also played. You just added ed and changed the form. Can you give some examples, Indira Miss?
Yes, of course. What about walk?
All right. In the past form?
Walked.
Past participle?
Walked.
Okay. Now you have noticed the ed is added and we change the form of that word. Now we'll go for the other one, irregular verbs. He took his guitar to the school concert. The verb took. So the root word is take, the past form is took, and past participle is taken. So you see the pattern of changing the form is different, not like the previous one where you had a regular form there. Shall we have some more examples?
Yes, why not? What about the verb do?
Yes.
Past tense is did and the past participle is done.
All right. And children, this is very important. I know you need this when you are turning into past forms and again perfect tenses, when you are doing your direct indirect speech. So let me give you a small help, right? So why don't you have two sets of papers and you have a list. You collect list of words under regular verbs and irregular verbs, and you can add verbs that you know, and you can refer to dictionary also and add some more to the list, and that will definitely help you in your exam.
Yes, Miss Nirmala, that is a very good idea, I think. So by that our children can learn more regular verbs as well as more irregular verbs.
Yes.
So what are adverbs, Miss Nirmala? Now we have been talking about verbs. Shall we move on to adverbs?
Yes. Adverbs add more to the verb. The word says adverb. It adds something to the verb. So that means adverbs add or modify or describe a verb. Let us take this example, children. He drove his car slowly. So what is the verb here, Indira Miss?
Drove is
Right.
the verb.
So then how did he drive his car?
Slowly.
All right. So that slowly word gives more information about how he drove his car. So that is an adverb. But sometimes it is not only verbs that describe, they may describe adjective or adverb or another group of words as well.
Miss Nirmala, it can describe another adverb. Is that so?
Yes. Now look at these examples, children. The first one, the beautifully painted picture. So it is the function is there as an adjective there, a beautifully painted picture. Next one, he is very tall. So tall is an adjective, so we can describe that with very tall. And then the race finished too quickly. So quickly is an adverb, and with the word too, you can describe it more.
More. That means adding another adverb as well. Two
Yes,
adverbs
you can describe even an adverb, not only a verb.
That means two adverbs together also can be there in a sentence, Putala.
Yes.
Now we have different types of adverbs. So shall we have a look, Miss?
Yes. I think you all also know those things, right? There are different types of adverbs. You may not know the terms and all, but you have been using these words regularly. So let us take them one by one. Adverbs of time. So these adverbs give us an idea of a time that it does. Look at the examples. I have heard this before. So he heard it before. So before is a time. So there are other adverbs like already, ago, before, yet, never, yesterday, soon, lately. So they all can be used as adverbs.
Yes. Then the next type is adverbs of frequency. So adverbs of frequency talks about the regularity or the time interval that something can take place. So the examples are given by our miss as occasionally, sometimes, once, never, rarely. And look at the example. They sometimes go out for dinner. So it gives the interval or the time preferences which that particular incident happens.
Yes, the frequency of
Yes.
that action happens.
Yes.
Right. Now, adverbs of place. Of course, children, they talk about the place where an adverb could happen. Now, here, please come here. Come here. So, here is a place. They have spilt water everywhere. So, everywhere. Spilt water where? Everywhere. So, adverbs of place gives an indication of where some action has happened. So, for example, here, everywhere, near, nearby, down, away, backwards, upward. There are plenty. They are just some examples, children.
Yes. So we'll move on to the next adverb type. It is actually adverbs of manner. So this tells us how something happens. A soldier fought bravely. How did the soldier fought? He fought bravely. And she dressed beautifully. How did she dress? She dressed beautifully. So the adverbs of manner can be indicated as these examples: suddenly, carefully, easily, gently, and well. And remember, there can be more into this, but we have taken here some of the examples.
Yes. The next one, adverbs of degree. So here, children, they talk about the degree or how much I'm fully prepared. So that is the degree. You can say this degree high, average, or lower. So I'm fully prepared, then you know the degrees, it's very high. I have almost finished also, it's like completely. So here you have almost, fully, rather, quite, to, enough. Right. Now let us move on to some activities. Now here I took this activity from grade 10 textbook. Hope you can remember this. So here you have to fill the grid with the correct words.
So now we are going to check, Miss Nirmala, whether our children have understood properly about a noun, a verb, an adverb, as well as an adjective. Am I correct?
Yes. My dear students, though I refresh your mind about verbs and adverbs, in my previous lesson, I discussed how to use nouns and adjectives appropriately. So today, using that knowledge, you are going to fill this grid. And I know this is very important, children, because there are many question types in your O-level paper where you have to use these verb formation. Right. Now the adjective is given beautiful. Miss Indira, can you think of the noun that you can form out of this word?
Yes, we can think it as beauty.
Yes, now here beauty is the noun. What is the verb you can form out of that?
Yes, it can be beautify.
Yes, children beautify the world. So their beautify comes like
As
the
a
verb there. Right. What is the adverb, children?
Yes, I think by now our children can tell quickly. beautifully, right?
By adding ly
ly.
there. Right. Let us take another noun here. Education is the noun. What can be the verb, children, that you can form out of this?
Educate.
Educate. The adjective, you can use any of these. Educated, educational, educative. Right. What is the adverb you can form?
Yes, it is educationally.
Right. Now let us take another word, children. Loving. What can be the noun?
Love.
Yes, mother's love, right? So it can take as the noun. But you can use the same thing for the verb as well. Mothers love their children. Teachers love their students. Right. What is the adverb we can form?
Yes, it is lovingly.
Yes. Again we added ly to the word loving. Right. Now this time two adverbs have been given. Carefully. What can be the noun, children?
Yes, it is care.
Yes. And verb. Verb also care. You take care of somebody.
There are three adjectives given, miss.
Yes. Now here, careful, we added the suffix full there, and with less we get a negative idea. Careful and careless. Careful driver, careless driver. And we can use the adjective caring, a caring person. And the adverbs, of course, there are two, carefully or carelessly. Right, let us move on to the next one. Study. We can form either student out of, because student also a noun, or we can keep it as study, course of study. And what is the adjective, children?
Yes, studious.
Studious. He is a studious person. A person who is very intelligent. Adverb is studiously. Right. So remember to add more into this list, children, because I know these activities are there in both your grade 10 and grade 11 textbooks and workbooks. So why don't you add more to this list? That will help you in your exam. Right. Now let us move on to some more activities. Now here there are 6 sentences. Let us take them one by one. First, just have a clear idea, children. I have used the fire had badly damaged the house. The boss will fire you if you are not punctual. Fire had badly damaged the house. The fire, what can be the function there?
It can be as a noun, right?
Yes, definitely. So the fire is the noun. The fire had badly damaged the house. The next one, the boss will fire you if you are not punctual. Of course, the bosses are there in officers. So sometimes that is a phrase that we usually use, a kind of a higher official. He will fire you. So this word will fire. What is the idea?
Can it be a verb, miss?
Definitely, because it goes with will. Fire means that he will take you off from your position if you are not punctual. So punctuality is very important. You have to go to your office on time. If not, the boss will remove you from your position. So there, will fire, it is a verb. The next one, the cat jumped through the open window. What window?
Open window.
Open window. So what is the function, children?
Can be an adjective.
Definitely,
right?
because window is a noun and it describes this window, open window. So it is an adjective there. The next one, please open the window. So here, please open. So it is an instruction. So what is it, children?
Yes, it is a verb.
It is a verb. Open the window. So here you can see we have used open as an adjective and as well as a verb. The next one, this pass will allow you to travel free for a month. Travel free.
Yes.
Yes, what is it, children?
It is acting as an adverb.
Adverb. Travel how? Travel free. Adverb of manner. We have just learnt about that. And the next one, if you have free time, please help me with this work. If you have free time, please help me. Time, what time, children?
Free
time. So that describes the noun time. So it should be an adjective. Now look at this. Now see how word classes can change according to the function they are in the sentence.
Yes, I think Miss, now our children may be having a very good idea about what is a verb, what is a noun, what is an adjective, as well as what is an adverb. So shall we move on to the next activity, Miss?
Yes. Now children, this is from your workbook. On page 56 you can find this activity 5, activity 5. Here also you have to write the word class. So let us see. The first one, colorful. Here it is an adjective. Popular is an adjective. Hardship also a noun. There, the hardships in his life. Punctual, an adjective. Preparation is a noun. Accurate is an adjective. Accurate information. Hardly, he hardly did any work, so that is an adverb. It describes the verb. The clarification is a noun, and management also a noun. Now I will give you a small activity, children. This is also from your workbook. This is from your revision point 2 on page 87. Here you have to put the correct word. There are 2 words and you have to put the correct one. This is the last activity in the grade 11 textbook. So you can do this also. Now you know, here the nouns are given. You have to form the verbs. Advancement, the verb is advance. Employment, the verb is
employ.
Development,
develop.
Education,
educate.
Government,
govern.
All right. So see, all months are added, the suffix there to form a noun. Then verb, establish.
Yes, the noun is establishment.
Right. Now there are some more. This time they are nouns and you have to form adjectives out of the verbs. And some adjectives are there. You have to form the nouns there.
Yes.
Right. There's one last activity, children. Now I have some words and they are used as adjective, noun and adverb. So you have to put them in sentences. Fast as an adjective, fast as a noun, fast as an adverb. Let us see. Murali is a fast bowler in the team. So here fast bowler, that's an adjective. They stopped their fast after sighting the moon. So they are fasting, that is fast, it's a noun. He ran fast, so that is adverb.
Let us shop after the event. Here the shop is acting as a verb. Shopping is easier at night. Here shopping is a noun. Here is a shopping center. It is an adjective.
Right, children. So I hope you got a thorough understanding about the 4 word classes, nouns, verbs, adjectives and adverbs. So I hope now you will be able to use them appropriately.
Yes. So I hope our Miss educated you or refresh your memory about these word classes of nouns, adjectives, verbs and adverbs. So thank you, Miss, and be happy.